Greetings, Inquisitors! Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 138 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the character ships, mods, datacrons, whatever I'm working on in the account, talk about my plans for the future, interesting things about the game, whatever comes up. Please remember, as we get started, it helps a lot if you hit like, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. So if you could please, I would appreciate if you all could do that. All right, let's get into the account and see what we got done in week 138. Now, the plan was to relic Greedo this week, and we're going to get that. We're going to take him up to Relic 6, which is, of course, the requirement that's needed for the Jabba the Hutt journey. So here we go. Pumping up his relic levels, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Then we're going to go into Skiff Lando, because Skiff Guard Lando also got to relic level, got to gear 13. So we're going to start taking him up. And unfortunately, we are out of green signal data. So as soon as we need that green signal data, that's a showstopper at Relic 2. Can't take him up to Relic 3. We've got 53 Bronzium wiring, so we only could have gotten him to Relic 3 anyway. So it was kind of a really quick cycle between Greedo and Skiff, and ran us out of resources. We're going to talk about that a bit more later, what we're going to do about it. So we'll keep going. All right, working on the rest of these characters for the journey, getting upgrades where I can, getting a lot of these characters to gear 11, and then running out of the Mark 8 bio. That's pretty normal. We'll have to target getting some more of that with our raid currency over the next week. Here we're taking up old Daka, finishing her out to level 85, getting some skills put on her. I do want to work on these Nightsisters. We need to get more assault battles at Challenge Tier 1. Nightsisters are an opportunity, so we're going to work on them a little bit. Here we're working on Talzin. We'll take her skills up as well, get her positioned. Marin and Zombie are also in the team that we're thinking about working on here. So Zombie, we'll do some upgrades on skills. Gear 10 Zombie, we're going to keep working on these Nightsisters. For Marin, it's going to be a long time before we can get this character to 7 stars. We're farming her out of fleet kind of passively, just trying to get her built up. We'll put her some initial skills, level 85, and get her started. All right, let's go in here and work on mods for the week. Got about 10 mods that we could work on, so we go in here and start slicing things up. First one's a miss. Second one's a miss. Third one, we have offense with potency. That would have been a nice mod to hit on, but we miss on that. This one we do get 6 speed. It goes to 10 speed. We miss on the slice to blue. Miss again on the slice to purple. So for me, that's going to be parked there for a while. Here we hit 9 speed. And with the good stats on that mod, I'm willing to try again, but miss on that. So 10 speed and a 9 speed mod. Go through the blue stuff. Didn't really get anything good to slice there. Go through the purples and golds. I got this arrow that's got protection, 15 speed. I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. There's a few characters that might be able to use that if it hits pretty high speed. We get potency again, which is nice, but then it kind of stalls out there. But with the need for all the speed and potency characters for the crate raid, I feel like that's a good application of resources. Marin, we're going to go ahead work on some mods for Marin, just get her set up initially. Datacron stuff, we've got some materials for Datacrons farmed up in this first week of Conquest. So we're going to take that one up to, I think, 5. Take this one up to 3. We'll re-roll these mechanics. And here we get the light side, 15% max health and protection. So we're going to keep that. That's we're not going to re-roll that. But that's about where we can get to in Datacrons. We didn't really get much done. I go ahead and dismantle a few of the prior set just to get them out of the way. In terms of ships, we do have this Mark for Interceptor that's been farmed from that event. Got 180 shards for that. Obviously, I could have worked harder and got more of those, but we just did the regular refreshes, didn't do anything crazy, and still managed to get pretty decent haul on that. So we're okay. We got it to 5 stars with 35 built up toward the next level. About half of what we need to get the ship to 7 stars. All right, that's pretty much it for the account for this week. Let's go through and talk about some statistics. Week 138, we're at 6.48 million galactic power. We added 60,000. Building a ship, of course, always adds a ton of GP, so 2 relics and a ship. Pretty big jump in the galactic power for 1 week. 79 relics in the account now, 95 Zetas, 12 Omicrons. Jedi Knight Luke, I'm practicing against SLKR teams and occasionally practicing my Fennec Shan team against Lord Vader teams. So we're somewhere in the top 500 floating around way down there. In Fleet, Profundity still getting us the top 5. Grand Arena, we're still in Kyber 4. And Aura Sing, I'm planning for week 140. Now, I got 2 relics in 1 week, and I'm not planning to build a relic next week in week 139. And we're going to talk a lot about that here in a minute, why that is. All right, so for next week, the energy plan, the same as it's been. We're building 000 BT1 Embo. We're going to follow up the Jabba journey and build Embo for Territory Wars at some point, so we are farming him. Fleet energy, we're doing the TIE Defender and the Sith Fighter. Canteen energy, signal data, working on Karth a little bit. Mod energy, work on slicing materials 2 days a week, mods 5 days a week. We're going back to a 3 refresh strategy on mods. I do need to stock up some crystals for the Carbonite circuit board, and this is, of course, the GAC week where we don't have any GAC, so I won't be getting rewards from there. So we'll slow down the spending and save up some crystals in case that 500 crystal pack comes into the shop. Rest of the energy refreshes are the same, just 3 on everything. Reminder, the 2023 planning, I've settled in on this idea of getting Jabba. Finishing out my 3 crate teams to a satisfying contribution. I figure with these 3 teams I should be able to get somewhere around 6 million if I get them all built up in the right way. Then we're looking at DACA, potentially other Nightsisters for assault battles. We're looking at getting Malgus unlocked here pretty soon. When we do, we'll have to get Darth Revan finished out, Malak. I'm still farming the Darth Revan requirement characters, so whenever I get them done, it's a passive thing. Like, I'm not going to push and double farm and go crazy trying to get Darth Revan. When I get these characters, I'll start building up that team in the background as a second-tier team, and then we'll work on them after Jabba. We'll work on relicking these characters. By then, I hope to have the Inquisitors farmed up to 7 stars, and we'll work on that second sister for the assault battle. And then, I don't know. We'll see what happens from there. I'm thinking one fun GAC team, Afra or Starkiller or Darth Revan team or something, and then we'll go for another Galactic Legend. All right, so I got 2 relics in 1 week. Greedo finished up pretty early in the week. Skiff Lando finished out literally right before I did this update. So that puts me sort of out of materials. You saw I was out of signal data, low on Bronzium wiring. And in the 2023 gear guide, I say when you get yourself to a situation like that, rather than just building another relic character, what we should do is take a step back, work on a Relic 8 character, and while we're working on the Relic 8 character, we continue to gather resources and materials, let the Bronzium wiring build back up. We only got Skiff to Relic 2, so we're going to have to build him to Relic 5 for the Jabba journey. So we've got some catch-up to do, right? So I'm going to demonstrate this in practice, and over the course of the next week, I will work mostly on just developing Relic 8 materials, and not really focused on getting Aura Sing to Relic. I'm not going to push that hard. So what does that mean? In terms of the gear guide that I did, I'm still going to be acquiring gear from the shops in the same way. every time you open the shop, the idea has to be, where can I get stuff to make Bronzium wiring, right? So even though that's not, what the focus is for the week, for sure, when it comes to the Squad Arena store, the guild store, using those guild tokens, we're going to focus on everything we can to get Bronzium wiring all the time from all the sources. In terms of regular energy farming, we're still going all in on Cairo. Nothing changes there. Just because we're focused on taking a character up to Relic 8 doesn't mean we're going to stop farming Kairos, not for a second. Fleet farming is going to continue, but remember, with the fleet farming, we want to focus on getting the purples for the character that we're trying to upgrade. And then in terms of the other nodes we're farming, we're doing lenses and furnaces only. We're trying not to farm any other materials out of fleet, so we'll focus on the lenses and furnaces because those are going to be the ones. The lenses are going to be giving us the Mark 6 syringes. We can use them for scavenged material. We can use them for building characters. And the furnaces, of course, are giving us other materials to do to build up Bronzium wiring, right? You get the furnaces, and off the same node, you get a couple Bronzium wiring pieces. So that's going to be the focus. My Mark II raid tokens are going to be focused on making Zimbital cards. So I'm not really going to buy any materials for relicking a character, or is just going to be on the shelf waiting. If I get some appropriate purchases, I will, but mostly I'll be focused on making the Zimbital cards. With Mark III raid tokens, I'll be buying impulse detectors. Now, on this particular account, I got a bunch of arrow magnifiers because I was in the heroic Sith raid for a long time prior to the changes. So I got tons of arrows built up, so I don't need to buy those. And my Electrium on this account is in really good shape. I was buying out of the shard shop like crazy. I made a whole bunch of Electrium ahead. I think I had something like 270 Electrium wirings already built up when they made the raid changes. So I'm pretty far ahead on Electrium, and that means I can use my Mark III raid tokens to directly buy the impulse detectors. They're not the best deal out of that account, but I can spend them there because I'm good on the other materials. So that's what I'll be doing. This was the second week of doing the double farms, the 100 cost refreshes on the mods. So we farmed a total of 228 mods over 5 days. We only had 10 grays that hit 4 or 5 speed. We sliced 8 of them. We had 2 speed hits, a 10 and a 9 that didn't develop further. And we had 2 other new sliceable mods from green to gold with no hits on speed. And then we did have one mod that we tried to slice that already was a little bit developed, but didn't get any further speed hits on that either. So back to normal next week. I need to save up for carbonite circuit boards, make sure that I keep at least 500 to 1,000 crystals in the bank because I want to make 1 or 2 purchases of those carbonite circuit boards the next time that rolls into the shop. That's going to wrap up the week 138 update for the Darth Loquitur account. As always, I appreciate you guys' comments, any thoughts, criticisms, ideas, whatever you have to share. Please put them in the comments down below, and we'll talk about it, and I will hope to see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.